Assange had come to Sweden to speak at a conference, but he was also there for more intriguing reasons: to negotiate the use of a former underground nuclear fallout shelter that stores internet servers. It would provide first-class security against the prying eyes and ears of the world's intelligence agencies. The bomb shelter houses the computer hardware of Rick Folkving's Swedish pirate party.
We contacted them first, as in just offering server space, right?
Yep.
It might sound like a wacky organisation, but in Sweden it's taken seriously enough to have a member in the European Parliament. The party's close to WikiLeaks.
So we knew about them, they knew about us, we saw they were in trouble, and we said, hey guys, we might be able to help you out here.
Folkving offered WikiLeaks some space in the bunker.
It's an amazing place, to be honest. But yeah, that's where we offered them hosting space. I don't know how they're using it. I shouldn't know how they're using it. That would interfere with my interests. But I understand it got quite some attention worldwide that WikiLeaks is now hosted in a nuclear bomb-proof fallout shelter.
Assange was on a roll. Stockholm, August the 16th, 2010. Julian Assange caught a train from the central station. All the years of hard work were finally paying dividends for Julian Assange. Collateral murder had been released, so too had the Afghan war logs. But what would happen in the next few days would derail the WikiLeaks juggernaut. Assange was not travelling alone. His companion was Sophia Wilén, a 26-year-old admirer. As Assange and Wilén left the train to spend the night together, they could have no idea of the repercussions that would flow from their one-night stand. Assange's life would later descend into turmoil. 2 days earlier, the faithful and adoring had gathered at the LO building, Stockholm's trade union headquarters. In the audience were two women, Sophia Wilén in the pink cashmere sweater and Anna Arden. Assange was staying at Arden's flat. They'd slept together the previous night. Later, she would tell a friend she had a wild weekend with Assange. Sophia Wilén was enthralled by the Assange phenomena. She texted during his talk, "He looked at me."
He came to Sweden on the 11th of August 2010, and he had this apartment where one of these women lived. She was supposed to be away, so he could stay there. But she came home on the Friday night, 13th of August, and then they had consensual sex. And he continued to stay in that apartment until the 18th of August. But in the meantime, he made acquaintance with the other woman, and one night he traveled to her town in Sweden, and they had consensual sex.
The sex with Sophia Wilén in her apartment might have been consensual, but critically, there was a question over whether Assange had used a condom. The next day, Assange caught the train back to Stockholm. Wilén stayed at home, worried about the possibility of an STD infection. She later rang Anna Arden, Assange's lover of the previous week.
Somehow, the two women started to exchange text messages with each other and started to discuss what had happened, and they ended up at the police station, but they did not file any charges against Julian.
Arden and Wilén went to central Stockholm's Klara police station to see if they could compel Assange to take an STD test, should he refuse.